everybody. Evening, whatever it is for you. It's morning here. I'm going to be doing a flip through of this completed journal. It's I think they're 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, the Dilutions journals. But I'm just going to get right into it. Let me get centered up here on the screen. And this one was started April 11th of this year, and I finished it May 29th. But anywho, this is page 1. Just some doodles and sketches in pencil and some watercolor. And I put on the side here, these were the Jane Davenport watercolors. This is probably core, I'm not sure, I didn't write it on every page. I was practicing drawing hands here, which I need to do more of because I suck at it. Some of these you may have already seen on Instagram. I know I posted this one. Looking back at it now, she's very Frankenstein-y. And this has some acrylic paints on this page and this one. This one is Sennelier watercolors, and these are the colors I used. I don't do this all the time in this journal, but I do like that I documented what I used. And I like her. I don't know where she came from, but I thought she was cute. And this one's just a color swatch of the core watercolors. And then I just doodled some around it and found some little faces here and there. And this was the color swatch of the Sennelier colors. And then I painted a face over it. I like her. She's a little dark, but I like her. These pages are favorites. This was a one of, I think it's her, just blown up, just enlarged on my printer, and then I ripped the eyes out and then painted what maybe looks like kind of a cloud around it, but there was a lot of collage, and then I put her up there and wanted to kind of make it look like she was peeping through. And this one was the eyes from a Courtney Diaz from Little Raven Ink. One of her collage sheets. I took the eyes out of it. You can kind of see it right across here, and then I redid the bottom. And part of those same collage sheets is back through here and in her dress. And I wrote here, James Luke Burke inspired, because he has these elongated necks, but not necessarily elongated necks, but he has the kind of long slim bodies, I should say, and then the little hairdos. This page I absolutely love. The colors in it I think are what I love the most. I used some watercolors and then went over it with some Diane Reevely's Dilutions ink sprays, and just the color on it is a favorite of mine. And this one had some napkins behind it with some poppies and some ripped up pages of words. And I'm totally messed up this mouth. So I put a word over it, love you. A lot of times I like that because it's just a reminder to love yourself. This page with a lot of acrylics. There's a lot of little hidden meanings behind it. I've got a friend that's really sick, and some of my work comes through when I'm thinking of her. But this says sow positive seeds. This supposedly those positive seeds sprouting out of her head. And this one, the background was, I absolutely love this background, the pinks with the gold. And I didn't do anything on this page for a while, and I came back in and just sketched this Victorian looking lady. The same background on this, and just kind of shaded around it with some Payne's gray watercolor. And I love watercolor over gesso. I love the puddling effect you can get with it. And this one, I'm almost sure it was a Jane Davenport watercolor. I used to think that I loved this neon, kind of neon pink, but the more I play with it, I'm not that crazy. I love it on other people's work, but in mine, I don't know. And this one, just real muted colors. I like her. She looks like she's deep in thought. And my girlfriend will know what all these things mean if she watches these videos. Again, love you. These are some Diane Reevely's inks again. I colored in her hat and her, well, everything has that purple in there. Even her face I kind of shaded with it. And I love that purple. Especially over some browns and umbers, because it gives you a richer brown. This one I didn't write on here, but Just to Me Renee on Instagram inspired this page. And she's inspired by another artist whose style is similar to this. And I don't remember who it is, but anyway, I liked it. No, I'm not crazy about these pages. It is what it is. I like her okay, but the stripes and the darkness over here just, I don't dig. And I think just the shape of her, I just don't like her. She's okay, but she's not my favorite. And I love these hairdos that kind of just float in the air. I don't know why, but I do. These little hanging flowers everywhere. And this page I really liked. I got a video on how to make one that was similar. I posted this and had questions about it, and then you'll see another one. And a lot of times when you just see pencil and watercolor like this, I do when I'm at work and we're slow. And this one looks like a hot mess. I think the background is just super busy, and the colors, it's just not me. I try different things though. You never know. You don't know unless you try. But I do like her. I think she's cute. And I wrote down here, who was that? Lisa Peterson art. And all of these will be references to Instagram people. Yeah, I really liked her. She came out cute. This page looks kind of unfinished, but I couldn't go back to it. I don't know why. I like the pages to be a little more filled in, but this one I was just color swatching out this cobalt turquoise and alizarin crimson, and I'm certain these are probably Daniel Smith. And when I just kind of blotted it all over the place, and she looked angelic to me, and then I did an angel wing. And this was a cover-up. This whole page had this kind of color behind it all across here, and it was just dark. I didn't like the purple with the yellow mixed in this situation, and I gessoed over it and redid it. And this, I just took some watercolor and did little diamond shapes in a pattern. I like that in the background. And it says, "Get out of my head." And if you hear anything sticking, most of the times it's just in the spine here where I got some paint or something. It's not, these pages aren't sticking. The acrylic paints I use are usually a matte finish, so they don't stick too bad. That or the gesso. She's wonky. She's got a long face, but I like playing with different shaped faces, the placement of the eyes and nose. All of that can shift your drawing so much just by moving the nose up or down, or it changes it a lot. I really like this piece. I've always liked these Tim Holtz tissue papers behind stuff. And this one's inspired by, what is her name? Oh, I put teeth here because I rarely ever put teeth. This one's Soap House Mama, I think it is. I like the way she has her eyeballs are always kind of up, and she has a bigger space showing down here. This one's a little empty, but playing with different colors together. This kind of yellow ochre and blue together, and I kind of carried it all over. And this is Daniel Donaldson kind of girl. And I love putting fractures of pieces on pages where it kind of, pieces of it hang off. Here's the one I did for, nope. Am I telling a tale? Is this the one I posted? And then did one of it? I'll see. But anywho, this is some of my drawings that I have collage sheet for sale on Etsy, and it has this image on it. And then she's another collage piece, and there's a piece of a doily. There's some here too, but there's doilies all back here, and I used a piece to make her little shirt. I love, love, love this piece. But this color, this pinks and oranges, pinks and yellows mixed, is my absolute favorite. Like a Quinn Magenta if you're using Core, Quinn Rose if you're using that Daniel Smith, and then like the Jane Davenport, what's that color? Fairy Tale is, I think, similar. This is one I did for YouTube because I got a lot of questions on this one, how I did it. So that's where that one came from. And this one, I have some watercolors from the lovely Erin from Happily We Go, and I used her colors on there. I requested the Celestial Pink. Is there cowboy boots? I need to figure out what those colors were. Anyway, there was 3 colors, like a pink, a leather brownish, like a yellow ochre color, and then a blue. Kind of 3 primaries, and I painted and used those colors on here. I did share that one with her. And she's different. This was from Journey Marisha, JERNEYMARISHA. That's who this one was inspired by. And this stamp, I kind of go crazy with it in, you know, one section of this book because I had not long got it and then wanted to try it out. I don't have a whole lot of stamps, but that one's really nice. I like it. And I love color mixed with the pencil, like just some black and white mixed in. And this was a drawing I had in another sketchbook I copied and printed out and put her in here and just added some more color to her. I like to add the dates in a different way once in a while. This page is a busy hot mess too. I don't know, I think sometimes when the background's busy like this and I didn't put any gesso to kind of push it back, it all comes forward at you. It's okay, and I don't like her because of the position, well, her jaw. I think it's her jaw. I don't mind the features being kind of close. It looks kind of elfish to me. Her face shape's kind of off. But we are our own worst critic, right? This was a Pinterest picture I did a drawing from. I like her too. This was probably a Anna Svell, ANNATSVELL. I will try to remember to link these below so you can follow these people on Instagram because they're awesome. I like their style. And this was just a doodly page where I mixed up some different elements that I love. This page I absolutely love. I love the Victorian style and clothes and beads in the hair and the big fluffy neck pieces. And I put some of my favorite fabric in here. This is from Allison, what's her name? Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. It's Allison something, I think. But I use these fabrics a lot. Can't get enough of them. I have a quilt that I made with those. But I have some stamping and some acrylics on this side of the page. And then this is just empty. No, it was straight on the page, but just did a little bit of mixed media on this side. And this, I thought about doing the mermaid project where you do mermaids once a day in the month of May. I didn't pressure myself into keeping up with that, but I enjoy the ones that I did do. And this one's a very James Luke Burke inspired piece. He does these little curvy bodies that way. And there's another one that was inspired by him, just by watching his videos and seeing how he puts these shapes together. And I was going to make her into a mermaid, and then I saw feet, so I just kind of did her that way. And I do love this little mermaid tail. I think it came out cute, and I did a little coral piece. My husband has saltwater aquariums, so it's Interesting to watch all these little tentacles come out to feed. See, there's another big neck piece. I liked her. I love this heart shape in her lip. I painted it all pink and then put a heart in her lip. And this one started out with these circles that I had used. I cut out, I think on my that Sizzix. But anyway, I pasted those in and then painted them and then pushed it like that. So I got this print over here. And I painted on this side, but this side's got, it's a bit raised from the paper. And I didn't know what to do with this side, so I just left it. Again, these colors I do not dig. The images aren't so bad, but that pink, that fluorescent pink just turns me off for some reason. And I love it in other people's work. It just doesn't. Maybe I used it with the wrong colors. It's probably user error. And this is some girlfriends and I went to the mountains and went to Lake Lure here in North Carolina. Spent some time with a girlfriend. And this is just a memory page of that. And this is a tattoo sketch that I drew. We all got matching tattoos. And this was Mother's Day was approaching. It wasn't Mother's Day, but I wanted to do a page with that, but I just, the journaling with collages and stuff I want to get better at. I love other people's style and I haven't practiced it enough. But yeah, I got collages here. This was a collage piece. Her, you know, from her neck down was a collage piece, and I added my face and added some flowers and then painted it all in. This was drawn on here. I was trying to see if it was a collage piece. Just a mixed media background, and evident I probably used some gesso. It feels like gesso on her face. Not much to say about these other than this one. This one's inspired by my friend Emily. She is stamping Bella. She does the most amazing images, and she doesn't share her work very much. I try to get her to, but she won't. I don't know why, 'cause she totally rocks. I love her women. They look similar to that. I'm a copycat for her. Every time she does something, I say, okay, I'm copying it. But I will give her credit because it's not my idea. This page I really, really like. Again, something about this, I don't know. But I love these flowers here too. I did them in pencil and just kind of shaded around them in little clusters. I thought they came out pretty. She's okay. This is another one where I ripped, I think this one, the whole forehead and her eyes were from something. One of my images. I love this page too. The colors just work so good together. And it's the core watercolors I used. And I mixed all of these together. These two, of course, just in the leaves. But these three work super good together, and I just made a note of that. This is some more Semic writing. Something was on my mind. I didn't want it to be legible, I suppose. This one reminds me of when I first started drawing little bodies, and I love the little toes. Her head doesn't quite match it. I don't know. It's okay. This one I did a YouTube video on. I really like her. I did one similar to her. I don't think this one was. I got a video on how to do one similar to this too. And these evidently had the Dilutions inks behind it, because it doesn't matter what you put over it, pretty much it's gonna come through. That's why her face is kind of pink looking. And I like those flowers I did on the other page, so I added more. You'll probably see those again. And this one I used the two colors, a gray and a pinky purple, of her inks. And I actually took the thingamabob out and drew with it like that, and then just pulled the color out with a watercolor brush and some water. So that's how all this shading happened. This one was inspired by Gulf Sprite. I love her style and her colors that she chooses for her skin tones. I really like. I'm trying to incorporate those similar mixes into my work because I really like them. And this one had some inks, the what is it? Distress Oxide inks in the background. I like those too. I like the way they reactivate with water. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. And there's those flowers again. Here's the one I did on YouTube that was similar to the other one. And her face is, she's off. She's got a cute expression, but, and one thing about this, I used a brayer to smooth out the gesso, and I don't like the texture it gave. It gave a rough texture like some other gessos naturally would, and I didn't. Not for this, and even just feeling it here, it kind of, I don't, the feel of it gets to me. And see, on this page I just smoothed it out with the palette knife, and you can hear it, it's super smooth, it's slick. I like that. And do you see how this puddled up on here? That's that watercolor over the gesso. I really, really, really like. On this page, I used the Derwent pencils that are, what do you say? Water reactive, what do you call them? Anywho, I used those pencils on here and pulled color out as well, and some watercolors. This page is kind of busy too, but I like it. I love the colors. This was some more napkins, I think, or was it a, might have been paper. Just some paper printouts that I had done of some big flowers. And then I used those colors all throughout. And there's a lot of little symbols and stuff in here that have meaning to me. I'm trying to look up because I don't want this thing to cut off on me. This one is another one with the Diane Reevely inks around it, and this is another face of mine that I used part of for a collage and started it and finished another face. Oops. I do have some foul language here and there, but sorry. I meant to take that out, but oh well. It is what it is. And this one, started off, a lot of times I start on this page and then I go to this page. And to me the book should start from, anyway, I work backwards sometimes. There's some collage pieces behind this, and this one I kind of traced around and pulled this little bee out. And this is inspired by Courtney Diaz from Little Raven Ink. I just drew some boxes here, made it look like little pictures hanging. And this, I really liked the way it came out. There's the stamp that I used behind it, and I painted in what was in the box and left the other alone. These are Jane Davenport watercolors. She came out pretty, and this pencil just smudges so nice on this gesso. I like her too. She's got a sassafras look. Okay, I think this camera's fixing to cut off. Let me stop it and restart it, because I think at 25 minutes it must get tired. Okay. But yeah, this one, I took the greens and the reds and kind of yellow ochre. Those are the three colors I used on that page. This one, James Luke Burke has a, what does he call it? Sketch something. Where he sketches while he follows along while watching videos. And I watched his video and did the same thing. So these are similar to his images. I kind of mimicked what he did. It came out okay. This page I'm not crazy about either. It's a bit dark. I don't know. But I do like this little hummingbird here. That's actually an image that my son captured at one of our feeders in the backyard. And I had him to print it out for me. There's another mermaid tail. And I like her little floral eyelashes. I like her too. I like these soft pencil lines with watercolor. And this background, I do believe I used the Distress inks, not the oxides, but the regular ones behind it, so it wouldn't move through a stencil. She's okay. I like her little neck piece here. And my friend Emily again does all these kind of shapes for hair, and I kind of copied her with a little bow or whatever in her hair. This one, I think I did a video on her too, but I'm not, something about her face shape doesn't appeal to me now. This is a Jane Davenport. It has a look to it. I used a piece of her washi tape here, and then this is her washi tape, and then I drew the rest around it. This one, I was irritated that day. That's why I put So Misunderstood. And instead of soft round flowers, I got spiky irritable flowers. It's funny how going back to these things you remember what it was about. This, I love the colors. And this was again the Distress inks by Diane Reevely. I love those things. I wish I could get them in quart jars. But those colors, that's my colors though. That's why it appeals to me though. That pink to orange, orangey yellow colors. And this one, again, there's meaning in these. When I first started, I would just draw. I didn't think there was anything meaningful behind my art, but now when I look back, I say, ooh, I see why I added that to it. But at the time, didn't think I was giving much thought to it, but this one does, because there's hydrangeas in the background here. That's my girlfriend's favorite flowers. Not girlfriend as in couple, she's my person. And this one had a lot of scribbly meaning behind it too. This one, I've been seeing artwork, and I think this is the last page, with doors in it, and I don't know why, but it really, really appeals to me. And these colors on this page, I had just gotten, let me show you. The Paints by Diane Reevely, and these two colors here, what is that, chocolate and bubblegum pink, are in the background. I used a stencil and stamped it and kind of graduated it. I absolutely love those colors together with the orange mixed in. It just looks so warm to me. I really like it. And then she's the very last page. But I will say, if you have questions or requests, just put them in the comments below, and I'm hoping to do another process video soon. I love process videos, watching other people, because I learn so much from it. But anywho, I thank you for watching and hope you have a great day.